Story number one. Trust may be the key reason why relationships are failing across the world and across America. There were some stories that have been surfacing constantly about how people have been getting involved with the law because of their relationships, and it goes from Twitter to Facebook to Instagram to all of the social media. People are catching their lovers in the act on their phones. They're sending nude pictures of themselves. So trust is just another reason why people, that's just another excuse on why people usually get into intimate relationship with somebody, because they can trust them. But what we're finding out in story number one, and the reason why it made it into the top 8, is that the reason why people are not staying together is because they just have failed to trust each other. This is happening on each level of the age of in each gender and each type of relationships. People just can't seem to trust their partners. I mean, people are having they find out that their partners are having their wives are cheating on their husbands cheating on their wives. This story goes on, and the reason why it crept into the top 8 is because it's not only affecting the the atmosphere, but it's affecting all of the people inside of the circles of these people. Their friends end up getting into it with, and they end up getting into fights at clubs, and what it does to a community, and to just even on the school or the workroom floor. There's people having affairs with their employees, with their co-workers. So you can see why story number one has the ability to be up to continue to stay into the top 8. Look at this story for what it is. People can't seem to trust their friends with information. There's even scenarios in this story to where we've heard of women trying to find out information, trying to get information about their husbands, and they end up finding out that people in leadership positions like dictators end up in the mix. There's actually a story that surfaced about some women who were looking for some information on their husbands and ended up toppling a dictator. So story number one is an amazing story. There's even a story that surfaced in a man's wife cheated on him, so he sued the man for $750,000 and won. This story is interesting because it's not brand new. People have been cheating and having affairs for years. This even brings up the question: is porn actually bad? Is finding something to cut down that craving? Some people in different environments, different religious sects say no, you should be having that one partner, that one intimate relationship with your wife. But some people are throwing this out into the dirty laundry and say we want to do it with everybody. There's even stories about people in synagogues and churches having multiple partners, some of them even having sex with members of their congregation. Even in the White House, there's in the military, there's people having intimate relationships with low-ranking officials. So you can see why story number one would make it into the top 8. It has all of the ingredients to throw things off. And some people are committed to celibacy, saying they don't even want a partner because of all the confusion that it causes. And trust is the big issue. Trust is the reason why marriages break up, why people get into fights. I'm telling you, I've seen the development of the story. I've been keeping an eye on this story for quite a while, on why relationships fail and why people are not really getting married like they used to, why people are not getting as intimate as they used to, or why women are turning to their old gender for satisfaction. And I looked at this story and it kept popping up, and that's why it crept into the top 8, because this is becoming a big thing. It's even happening amongst the younger crowd, where kids are afraid to go out, they're afraid to get into relationships, they're on Facebook, they're on social media, and they're losing their self-esteem because they don't trust anyone, they don't trust anybody in their circle, they don't have a lot of friends. And this may be the reason why things just go ziggity boo, if if that's the word, but that's why story number one crept us in, and it's got all the potential to be a bigger story in the upcoming weeks, because it homes in on the root of a lot of problems that occur within a lot of things that happen in our normal day-to-day lives. And story number one definitely has the ability to be into the top 8 and get higher on the ranking if it gains any more steam. You're the Mediator with me, Brown Western. It's my duty every week to give you the top 8 headlines, developing news stories. If you want to be a contributor, it doesn't take much. All you have to do is visit www.method8inc.com, method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Or you can check out the stories that almost made it in, the stories that did make it in. Every story that I get, I post it put it on the Twitter feed, put it on the website. So if you want to contribute, check out the stories that did make it in. You may have your own blog, your own discussion forum, your own social media platform. So this may be the show for you, where you can get talking points, get to know what's happening in society. And if you want to be a contributor, I always try to remind my audience that I'm just a mediator. I stay in the middle, navigating the news, reading books just for you. So if you yourself, I always try to remind you that if you yourself want to be a contributor, keep remembering that the people on the front lines, the news, the journalists, the people getting the stories, but I just do the research. I go and find out which stories are impacting people the most, and I put them in the top 8 just for you. So if you want to be a contributor, it doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Every one of counts.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is here.